Hello, girls and boys. Welcome to Storytime Fun. I dedicate this next book to my energetic and super fun grandchildren, Ethan, Denver, Summer, and Violet. Today's story is called The Remembering Fairy, written by Clive Bapkin. Georgina's mom was terribly forgetful. Georgina never noticed this when she was very little. Now that she was old enough to go to nursery school, it was a nuisance. Every day, Mom would forget something important. One morning, she would forget to have Georgina's bag ready. The next, she would forget to make her lunch. When Georgina needed her gym clothes, Mom would have forgotten to wash them. When it was time to go to nursery school, Mom would forget where she had put her car keys. Sometimes Mom even forgot it was a nursery school day at all and let Georgina sleep very late. Georgina tried to help her mom remember things. She would leave her little notes for her on the refrigerator door or on the hall table, but Mom would always walk past and forget to look at them. Georgina had a very kind teacher named Mrs. Jones. Mrs. Jones tried to help by meeting Mom at the school gate and giving her special reminders. She'd say things like, don't forget about the nature walk tomorrow. Georgie will need her boots. Or, don't forget to come to Parents' Day tomorrow. But of course, by the next day, Mom would have completely forgotten that she'd spoken to Mrs. Jones. One particular day, Georgina was feeling very miserable. Mom had forgotten that today was dress-up day and had not made Georgina a costume. The other children came to nursery school dressed as clowns and ballerinas or as wild animals and monsters. Georgina was just wearing her normal clothes. Georgina sat all alone in the playground as the other children played make-believe games. I wish there was a way I could make Mom remember things, she said sadly. Suddenly, there was a puff of smoke and a sparkle at Georgina's shoulder. I can help, said a little voice. Georgina jumped up. What was that? She wondered out loud. It was me, said the little voice. I can help your mom remember things. But who are you? Said Georgina. And where are you? She couldn't see anyone. Ah, I'm very hard to find, laughed the voice, but I'm right here beside you. Georgina looked all around her. Finally, she saw a tiny fairy hovering near her ear. I'm the Remembering Fairy, said the voice, and I'm here to help. But how can you help? Asked Georgina, feeling very confused. I help people like your mom remember things, said the fairy. Whenever they're about to forget something important, I pop up and whisper in their ear. Georgina looked doubtful. Cheer up, said the fairy. You're not the first little girl or boy to have forgetful parents, you know. Really? Of course not, said the fairy. Why, just this morning, I had to help a little boy's dad remember how to tie his shoelaces. Wow! Maybe that's why Mom asked Mrs. Jones to teach me to tie my shoelaces, said Georgina, laughing. Oh, yes, you'd be amazed what people forget answered the fairy. So don't you worry about a thing. Next time your mom is about to forget something, I'll be there. Thank you, said Georgina. The fairy smiled and disappeared in another puff of smoke and a sparkle. Well, thought Georgina, what a helpful fairy. At the end of nursery school that day, there was no sign of Georgina's mom. Don't worry, Georgina, said Mrs. Jones. I'm sure she'll be here soon. Just then, Mom came running down the road. I'm sorry I'm late, she puffed. I was shopping and completely forgot the time. Georgina had heard this excuse before. I was thinking about what I needed to buy for dinner when I heard a little voice in my ear whispering, don't forget to pick up Georgina from nursery school. It really was the strangest thing. Georgina smiled to herself. Next morning, Georgina came down to her breakfast. She was surprised to see Mom waiting for her with her bag already packed. I got everything ready for you, Georgie, said Mom. I packed your lunch, your crayons, your gym clothes, everything you need for nursery school today. Thank you, Mom, said Georgina happily. I think I heard that voice again telling me what to get ready, said Mom. It was really very strange indeed. The next few days were the same. Every time Mom had something important to remember, the remembering fairy popped up and whispered in her ear. After 2 weeks with the remembering fairy, Georgina's mom found she was starting to remember things more and more, and she was beginning to hear that strange little voice in her ear less and less. You know, said Mom, I really think my memory's getting much better. Georgina heard a familiar puff of smoke and sparkle near her ear. Well, Georgina, whispered the fairy, I think my job here is done. Georgina smiled. Mom does seem really good at remembering things now. Thank you so much, fairy. I'm pleased to help, said the fairy, and in a flash, she was gone. Georgina hasn't seen the fairy again since, but she always keeps an eye out for that special puff of smoke and sparkle. She certainly won't forget the remembering fairy. Well, that's it for today. See you next time.